Hey my beautiful Sagittarian peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ant from CancerMoonsTarot and I'm coming at you guys with your mid-January 2023 tarot reading. How are you? I hope you guys are well. I'm wishing you a great start to your 2023. I hope it's been going fantastic here so far. Do want to mention here real quick, for anybody who ever wants to book a reading with me or be engaged in any personal services, feel free to check the link to my website below. Do be mindful, the only way you can get a reading with me is from my website, and if it happens to stay out of stock, there is a weekly limited stock, so if it happens to be out of stock for personal services, you can check back next week. They do get resupplied basically weekly, okay? But also do be mindful of impersonators. There are going to be many people who can try to impersonate me and other tarot readers and basically DM you on Instagram, YouTube, etc., offering a reading. I will never reach out to you to offer you guys a reading. The only way you can ever get a reading from me will be on CancerMoonsTarot.com. So do keep that in mind, okay? Either way, though, without a further ado, let's see what we got going on here for Sagittarius regarding their mid-January, baby. Let's see what is up. What do we got going on here for Saggy? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-January 2023. What information is going to be in store here, please, for the lovely zodiac sign of Sagittarius? Let's go ahead and have ourselves a look. Starting out here with the overall energy for you, Sag. We begin this reading here with the Chariot. Okay, I like that. Cancerian energy showing up here for you. You could be dealing with a Cancer, or you might have Cancerian somewhere prominently in your chart. Nonetheless, though, the Chariot card showing up is about moving to a new direction, moving to a new path. So I definitely feel a lot of newness happening here, lots of new energy. You're in a good direction, and I think you're pretty happy with this direction that you've moved upon, okay? So things right now seem to be relatively good. In terms of how the energy feels, it feels pretty positive. So whether this is a new career for you, whether this is a new person you're dealing with in love, whether it's kind of just like a new routine or new habit you're getting into, something feels very good, okay? Jumping on in, though, into your current situation now, let's have a look at that. We have here the Page of Cups, we got the Seven of Cups, and then lastly for you, we do have here the Nine of Cups showing up as well. So a lot of water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you might be dealing with one potentially. So Page of Cups here all the way to the Seven of Cups. Let's talk about that real quick. You want to offer yourself, or most importantly, it's not even about offering yourself. You want to invest in a path here that's worthwhile. I feel like you had a lot of opportunities, or like a lot of options that were appearing to you in mid-January. It's like if you were thinking of a new career, you had tons of career opportunities. It was kind of hard to settle down and pick which one resonates. If you were dealing with love, it's like I had tons of people to kind of pick and choose from, but at the end of the day, I want to devote myself to one thing and one thing only at a time. I'm not interested in having multiple different situations. So looking at the last card here being the Nine of Cups, I feel like you're going to find what fulfills you. So if you've been in a space where you've been a little overwhelmed, maybe in the career space, if it's been like, oh man, like, you know, there's tons of different careers right now that I can choose, but at the end of the day, I don't know what I want to do. I think you're going to figure it out here coming into mid-Jan. I mean, same thing in terms of love. If it's like, you know, there were a couple different people that I met and that I connected with, but one really stuck out to me. And at the end of the day, I'm going to go ahead and proceed with this person and see what happens. So I do feel like even in the midst of dealing with tons and different types of opportunities that might have presented itself to you, you know, you're in a space and time where it's like something stuck out to me, and I'm going to go with what my gut is telling me, and I'm going to see what happens. So you are jumping onto a new path here, and it definitely feels intuitively like you made the right choice. So relatively great news so far. Let's go ahead and continue the reading. Let's see what's going to be coming in here for you regarding mid-January 2023. So what's coming in here for Saggy? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout mid-January 2023. Having a look here at the first card out, we got here the Strength card. Okay, could be a Leo coming in. We also have here the Queen of Swords, and then lastly, another Leo card, we have here the Sun. So looking at what's coming in here for Sagittarius, Strength, Queen of Swords, and the Sun. The Strength card here is pretty much one of those cards that represent taming the beast, holding yourself back. So I want to get some clarity on that. What is it that Sagittarius is holding themselves back from? And we have here the King of Cups. So I wouldn't go out of my way to specifically say, Sagittarius, that you're holding yourself back from love, but I don't get the most like positive vibe from a King of Cups here like I naturally do. intuitively, I feel like what the King of Cups is saying is this is somebody who presents themselves as the King of Cups, but really isn't the King of Cups. That's the way that I feel this reading is portraying it. So looking at what you're dealing with, you're staying away from a King of Cups. You're staying away from a person who presents themselves to be mature, who presents themselves to be loving, who presents themselves to be everything that can be there for you and that's amazing in the world. But I feel like there's some sort of mask that this person is wearing. I feel like the King of Cups here is a mask. Tell me more about the King of Cups. Sorry, guys. I know that I'm clarifying tons of cards here, but I don't know. My intuition's telling me something's fishy. Okay, let's have a look. Clarify the King of Cups, Five of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords. Yeah, so there is something that is behind this King of Cups mentality. Five of Pentacles here. This is the energy of a person who has been casted out, or a person here who's been left out in the cold. And I do feel with the Four of Swords coming into play as well, this is an individual who more than likely has been in a period of time in life where they feel like they've dealt with quite a lot of rejection. So I feel like what you're avoiding at this time is you're avoiding somebody who tries to show up as they are everything that is perfect and amazing, but it's someone with a lot of trauma. And I think that no matter how amazing they try to portray themselves, that trauma heavily impacts who they are as a person, and it heavily impacts any kind of connection that you can have with them, considering that they are pretty big on projecting. So this is an interesting thing. I didn't see this story going this way, but in terms of what it looks like you're avoiding here, you're avoiding somebody here who definitely wants to trauma bond. Somebody here who is very consistent in projecting what they've went through and been through, but they constantly try to perceive themselves and allow you to perceive them as an individual who's very well put together, when the truth is that they're not, you know? So I do see you avoiding somebody like this, Sagittarius, in mid-January 2023. So in terms of what you're avoiding, you could be avoiding somebody here who constantly likes to say that, you know, they're fault-free, they're amazing, like everything's great, but they have a lot of trauma. And it doesn't have to be, by the way, somebody that you've romantically engaged with. This could be a family member. Maybe you're avoiding a mom who has a lot of trauma and throws a lot of trauma on her kids. You know, maybe you're avoiding a friend, maybe you're avoiding a different family member or coworker, just someone in specific here, I feel, has just tried to be a part of your life. But I think that when you've allowed them to be a part of your life, no matter how perfect they would try to show up, they always ended up really throwing their trauma right back onto you. And I feel like in a way they would try to get that bond formed where they would try to bring your trauma out of yourself. And, you know, you weren't interested in that. It's like, there's so much I've moved on from in life. There's so much I've let go of that I don't need to be reinstated into my life. I don't need to deal with all this heavy shit and all this heavy energy all the time. What I want to deal with is genuine happiness. You know, I want to be on my good path here with the Chariot. So I really feel like this is more of a side message for your mid-January, but that's a big thing you're avoiding here and cutting out. Queen of Swords all the way here to the Strength. And like I mentioned, the Sun card, happiness is the priority here. Happiness is what you're focusing on. Your own path and your own personal happiness is what you want to focus on. You want to leave all the trauma, all the negative energy, all the hard times and the pain in the past. You don't want somebody here to come on in and reinstate pain. Okay, you know, it's kind of like, just because you haven't moved past your pain doesn't mean that I need to suffer in that same exact energy as well, just by being connected with you. So I do feel that being at play here for sure. So what's coming in here for you is I see you detaching from a specific person who kind of fits that description here, and purely focusing on, how am I going to be living my best life here? All right, moving along here forward. Let's see what Sagittarian can expect, please, throughout the rest of their mid-January. So what can Sagittarius here expect throughout the rest of their mid-January 2023? Saggy, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We have the first card out here, the Five of Swords. Okay, moving along here into the next card for you. We do have the Princess of Wands. We have here the Hermit. And lastly, we have here the Six of Swords. One thing I gotta say, Sagittarius, is if this person happens to be your romantic ex, they may not be very keen and happy if you have found somebody new you're connecting with romantically. So some Sagittarians could very well likely be dealing with a jealous ex here who fits this description that I just talked about. If you are dealing with a jealous ex, they may try to cause ruckus or trouble here with the Five of Swords. You know, this might be one of those moments where they're like, I can't believe that you found somebody new. I can't believe you're moving on with your life. You know, that person is never going to be as good as me. You know, gaslighting vibes and negative energy and just jealousy kind of arising. So that very well likely can happen if you're dealing with an ex. Even if you're not dealing with an ex, I do see situations where someone, whether it is a family member, whether it's a friend, you know, they want to be the most important part of your life. And because they didn't have the ability here anymore, since you're cutting them off to be the most important part of your life, as you're moving on with your own life, they might bring trouble here. They might bring, you know, their negative opinions and their negative energy. But nonetheless, with the Page of Wands showing up here, you know, your interest overpowers this. Your brand new interest in whatever is fulfilling you, Nine of Cups, is what's most significant and important. And with the Hermit card showing up here, you're isolating from anything right now that isn't going to be supportive of your new interests and of what brings fulfillment into your life. I definitely feel with the last card here being the Six of Swords, it's like I'm moving in a direction of time right now where my life is important to me and what makes me happy is important to me. And if you can't be happy that I'm happy, you're not going to be going forward with me in my path and in my life. So you're going to start setting very clear intentions to make sure that people understand that. If you're not going to be supportive of me and my happiness, there's no way you're aligning with me in my future. Okay, so very intense energies here for sure. And I definitely think now that I'm reading this storyline, the person I described earlier kind of fits a lot into the storyline, you know, because you got two different storylines going on. You got a new beginning showing up that you're happy about, but then you got this person from the past or this person you're letting go of who clearly can't let go of you. And they show up in a way where you need to be the importance of their life. And if you're not the importance of their life and you highlight that other things are more important than them, they are very, very much so unhappy. All right, so I kind of get that vibe here for sure. At the end of the day though, Sag, you have every right to live your best life. You don't owe nobody nothing, no matter who they are. And if somebody here can't accept the fact that, you know, you don't like the negative energy that they bring, that's on them for, you know, the energy that they decided to bring to the table and to bring to the connection that the two of you had. All right, though, Saggy. Moving forward, though, into the rest of your reading, like I said, this is not the way I expected your reading to be, so pretty interesting vibes here. We're going to have a look now, though, and see what the universe has in terms of advice for you. So what advice does the universe have here for Sagittarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout mid-January 2023. In terms of advice, what does the universe have here for Sagittarius throughout mid-January 2023? First card out, Nine of Pentacles. Universe says, do you? It's a time to be single. It's a time to enjoy your life and to make your own decisions and to not be influenced by the decisions of others. Two of Pentacles. Start to consider what you want, Sagittarius. It's not about what other people want. It's about what you want, and your consideration is what's most important. Taking a look here at two more cards, Eight of Swords here, all the way to the Six of Pentacles. You know, definitely get into a space where you're around more balanced people, where you're around more balanced energies, but most importantly, anything you're overthinking about at this time, ground yourself and don't allow yourself to get caught up in thoughts of anxiety, worries, and fears. This is the time right now to not fear, because things in your life are starting to change and they're changing for the better. You know, you're moving on to a new path and it's a good path that works for you. And if other people can't accept that or support that, that's on them and it's not on you. So don't let the worries of the past cloud the really good things going for you in the present. Don't let the worries of the past in general take reign over the goodness of what's happening in the present. If good things are happening, be in the present, enjoy it, and don't let anything else ruin it for you, because you know what? This is your moment. This is your life. This is your path. And if all is well, you are the person who deserves to enjoy it uninterrupted, okay? All right, Sagittarius, absolutely beautiful. Taking a look here at the last card, which is going to be the overall outcome here for you. What's going to be the overall outcome here, please, for the zodiac sign of Sagittarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout mid-January 2023. What's going to be the overall outcome here for you? And what do we have? We have here a Five of Cups, and that Five of Cups is going to be followed up here with the Empress. Love it for you. First things first, I want to touch base on this Five of Cups before we get into the Empress card. As you can see with the Five of Cups, we do have this man who seems to be staring at the Three Cups that are completely knocked over. So he's going through a grieving period. He's upset that these Three Cups have knocked over. Now in the tarot, the Three of Cups represents joy and happiness, so this is representing he's lost something that brought him joy. But what the Five of Cups man over here never realizes is what's right behind him is it's really hard to do this backwards. What's right behind him is 2 cups that are still left standing. So with these 2 cups that are still left standing, this is the universe's way of trying to tell this man, hey, you might feel like, you might be going through grief. You lost something. It's understandable, but there's better out there. So the 5 of Cups story is saying there's always something better. So I think you realize that, and that's why you wanted to be a part of this whole new journey in the first place, the Chariot. That's why you wanted to, jump into a brand new path in the first place, because it's like, what, in comparison to what I went through, there's something out there that's so much better than what I've dealt with, and I'm ready for it. So you're going to move out of the energy here of the 5 of Cups all the way into the Empress, which is the energy of growth. It's the energy of growth. It's the energy of seeing your value and your worth. So I definitely feel like emotionally, tons of things here are going to change for you as well. You're definitely going to find a lot of strength here in this new challenge, or sorry, not challenge, but in this new beginning. And you're moving away from challenging times. You're not allowing people to interfere with your life anymore. Your path is your path, and you're going to do what you got to do. And I definitely feel like, of course, with the Empress showing up as well, you're going to be experiencing here a heck of a lot of growth, because that's what the Empress is all about as well. Not only is the Empress seeing your beauty from the inside and the outside and seeing your value, it's growing in your life. And, at the end of the day, sometimes when we grow and when we outgrow people in situations in our lives, we can't always take those people with us. You've outgrown somebody here who has a lot of trauma. You've outgrown somebody here who tries to kind of spark that trauma within you and bond and connect. And, I definitely feel like there definitely could be a bit of narcissistic tendencies from whoever this person is as well. And it's like, you've outgrown them. You can't carry everybody with you on your new path, and your new path here is for you. It's not for anybody else. Okay. All right, though, Saggy, with that being said, I love you guys dearly, man. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I do hope this message that I provided here was beneficial to you. I want to appreciate you guys for coming out. It really means a lot to me. Thank you very much. If you are new here and you're interested in subscribing to the channel, definitely feel free to. I'd be more than happy here to welcome you into the soul family. All right. But all right, Sagittarius, much love to you. Have a great rest of your January, and I will catch you all in the next video. Much love, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.